Hello and welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano, and today Janet Little joins us from the Quincy Farmers Markets for an update on this year's market, which opened for the season yesterday. First, though, we take a look at the weather and the news for you. Currently in Quincy, we've got some hazy sunshine, 77 degrees right now. Look out for some afternoon showers and some thunderstorms. Kind of humid today with a high right around 80. The showers, the storms, they will linger into tonight. Lows will drop off into the upper 50s and very unsettled tomorrow. Probably start out with some rain, some showers, maybe a thunderstorm, maybe some clearing late in the day tomorrow with highs only in the upper 70s. That clears the way for a gorgeous Wednesday, though. Lots of sunshine, comfortable into the low 80s, and still nice on Thursday. A little warmer with a mix of sun and clouds Thursday and highs in the mid 80s. Again, we've got a hazy 77 degrees in Quincy right now. Checking out the news for you today, the Quincy City Council will wrap up its business before summer break tonight. Now, the Oversight Committee will be meeting at 6 o'clock, the Rules Committee at 6:45. There'll be a special council meeting at 7 o'clock. And then the Ordinance Committee meets tonight at 7:05, all at City Hall. The council will be debating issues surrounding the pay raises for the mayor and city councilors, the theft of funds by the former Elder Services Director, and the Quincy Housing Authority Board. Last week, the council finalized next year's budgets after cutting a total of $1.67 million, leaving the final budget at $488 million. The council president, Ann Mahoney, said councilors were very aware of the city's total debt while they were reviewing the spending plan.
That we do have $2 billion of debt. Even though, again, Hilltop sent out a 2-page document memo saying it's 1.8. It's 1.8 that has been locked and loaded. There's 200 million that is secured for other projects. And it makes, when people look at our budget, they're not looking at 1.6. They're not looking at 1.8. They're looking at $2 billion. And that's the reason why we're getting credit downgrades, and it has to be addressed, because that's more than anybody in the state, and it's growing.
Mahoney said councilors were focused on only cutting excess funds that went unspent in the current year's budget. However, the council did eliminate the Emergency Management Department. The future of the former Eastern Nazarene College property in Quincy is unclear now that the City Council has rejected a proposal from Mayor Thomas Koch to have the city purchase the former campus. Councilors last week voted 6-3 against the request for $22.5 million to purchase that 27-acre parcel. Mayor Thomas Koch says he expects to discuss the future of the property with representatives of the college soon.
No, I haven't had that conversation with them. We've talked leading up to this. I was told there were 2 people behind us wanted to purchase it. They obviously want to do the right thing with the city, but they also have debt on that property. They got to move on it and unload that debt, because in addition to the debt, there's carrying costs, of course, to the place, maintaining it and security, etc. So I'm sure there'll be a conversation held with us, trying to get a better feel of what's behind us as far as purchase.
Koch called the council's vote a missed opportunity, but the majority of councilors said they didn't want to add to the city's debts and that the city still has some control over future development at that site. The college closed last year after over 100 years in Quincy. Well, crews are making good progress on the construction of the new Squantum Elementary School in Quincy. The shell of the new building is complete, and crews are working on installing an elevator. Roofing and windows will be installed next, and all the major systems will also be advancing. An interior courtyard will also be installed to be used as an outdoor classroom. The original 1919 portion of the school is also being completely renovated. Officials say the new school is still on track to open in the fall of 2027. Interfaith Social Services of Quincy has been awarded a $150,000 grant to continue their mission of providing services, including a food pantry, mental health counseling, homelessness prevention, and other programs to help South Shore residents who are struggling to make ends meet. The Cummings Foundation awarded the grant recently, which will total $150,000 over 3 years. Foundation says it awarded a total of $35 million to organizations that provide housing, education, workforce development, health care, immigrant support, and youth programming. Those funds are unrestricted, allowing organizations to direct the grants to where they are needed most. Former Quincy Elder Services Director Tom Clasby has begun serving a 6-month sentence in a federal prison after being sentenced last week for embezzling over $136,000 from the city. Earlier this year, Clasby agreed to plead guilty to charges that he stole funds over a 5-year period beginning in 2019 for personal items, including things like bourbon steak tips, a self-portrait, a studio recording session, and a car. Clasby was fired in 2024 after the thefts were discovered. After serving as Elder Services Director for 25 years, he'll serve 6 months of home confinement, a year of supervised release after his prison sentence, and was also ordered to pay over $136,000 in restitution. Tonight, the City Council will be discussing safeguards to prevent future thefts. The surgical suite at the new Quincy Animal Care Center on Quarry Street has been dedicated to a former longtime volunteer. The suite was recently named the Janet F. Parisi Surgical Suite to honor the memory of the late Janet Parisi, who was dedicated to spaying and neutering as many feral cats as she could trap. Parisi began her volunteer service as a dog walker at the shelter back in 2000. She quickly took on more roles, including a secretary and fundraiser organizer. She also served on the board of directors and adopted many cats in her own home. The surgical suite provides both routine and emergency animal care. Shelter officials hope to raise more funds to expand its medical services. Mannett Community Health Center of Quincy is extending its sincere thanks to the more than 200 people who attended their recent annual June Bloom fundraiser at Leo's Events and Restaurant in Braintree. The evening featured raffles, there was a wine poll, and a silent auction. Stories and videos of Mannett's patients was a highlight of the evening. Mannett's CEO, Cynthia Sierra, and Board President Anita Christie talked about the importance of Mannett's mission to provide accessible, community-based care. Mannett was founded in 1977, opened its first center in Quincy in 1979. It has since expanded to other locations in Quincy, as well as Hull, Taunton, and Attleboro. It's our check of news for you today. Coming up, the original Quincy Farmers Market is open for the season. We will get all the details next. Welcome back. The Quincy Farmers Market is now open for the season at St. Chrysostom's Episcopal Parish up in Wollaston. And Janet Little is here to tell us what you can find at this year's market. Janet, happy summer, by the way. Today's the first full day of summer. There you go. Yeah.
Now the days are going to get shorter.
It's true. I know. Oh, the kids are saying, what are you talking about? We're still in school.
I know, yeah.
I said before, it's the original Quincy Farmers Market, right? How many years now?
Yeah. This is the 45th season.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's quite a history.
So what makes it the original is it's an agricultural event certified by the state.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And there's certain requirements for that. And the market fits those requirements.
Okay.
The requirements, you have to have at least 2 or more farmers meet at a regular location, and it fulfills that responsibility.
You've been doing that for 45 years?
I have not.
No, not you,
yeah.
the market itself. Yeah. And it's moved around quite a bit in the city,
Yeah,
right?
it started in the parking lot across from the courthouse, and then it was up at Faxon Park, and and it spent a year at Kilroy Square, and
Right.
now it's at the church.
Okay, so I mean, only 4 locations in 45 years, that's not bad. Not bad at all. But you've been at the church now for how many years?
This is the 5th year there.
5th year, okay. And how's it been going up there?
Well, we had a great opening day. The weather was perfect.
It was
but
gorgeous.
We have a really a lot of new vendors and a wide variety of vendors as well.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
we brought live music back.
Yes.
So we now have a singer-songwriter every week.
Very nice.
And we've set up some tables, and we have some courtyard places where people can sit and have lunch. And
Okay.
we have a few vendors that are offering food.
Yeah, so it really, I mean, it's kind of a destination for a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
More than just going shopping and leaving, right? You can actually
Yes.
spend an hour, yeah.
And we have a few activities going on each day as well. Yesterday we did a Father's Day passport where you went around to each vendor and got stamped, and when you filled your passport you were giving a tomato plant or a pepper plant.
Ah.
And we're going to do that again next week because we still have some passports. And then
Okay.
there's a children's grab next week.
Oh, very fun. Okay, excellent. So you're really trying to make it a whole kind
Every
of a
week through
family
the summer,
venue.
excuse me, every week through the summer we're going to do some kind of family.
Yeah.
Well, not just for families, but for
For
everyone.
anyone, yeah.
Okay.
I know that finding that venue, we're a little concerned at the beginning because it was so far removed from where you used to be, but folks have found you, right?
Yeah, well, relocation is one of the most threatening things to
Yeah.
a farmer's market.
Yeah.
I suppose any business actually, right?
Sure.
But it's been a nice spot.
Yeah. And the church is happy, I'm sure, to have some activity after services. Do
Yeah.
folks come in after services? And
Yeah,
check
well,
it out?
Father Chris Capaldo really wants the space to be a community, there for the community to
Okay.
use. It's a beautiful shaded spot, and he's delighted to be of service to the community.
Yeah, yeah. How long have you yourself been involved with the market, Janet?
This is my 16th year.
Okay, all right. How did you first get involved?
I bought a community-supported agriculture share from Stillman's.
Okay.
And went up to volunteer. They were asking for volunteers, and I said, well, I can do 12 to 1 or 11:30 to 1. And at 1 o'clock, no one else came. And I said, I can stay till 2. And he said, okay. And at 2 o'clock, no one came. And then at 5 o'clock, I said, I'm going home.
Right. And 16 years later,
Yeah.
you're helping to
Yeah,
run it.
right,
yeah.
exactly.
Has it been rewarding for you?
Yeah, I love food, you know that.
I know you do. You're an excellent cook, by the way.
Well,
Yes.
thank you. I love to cook, but I love food. Yeah,
Yes.
so it's very rewarding for me.
It's a good fit. Yeah.
And I like, supporting local businesses as
Right.
well. That's another thing that's kind of important to me. I spend my money on things that I value,
Sure.
and food and, family and local businesses.
Yeah. Yeah.
3 of those things.
And giving the market folks a venue, right? An opportunity to connect with the public.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the other things that's required for it to be a certified event is that you're selling something more than just the product.
I see.
And one of the things you're selling is relationship and knowledge.
Yes.
You can come, you can talk to the vendors, how is it prepared,
Right. How do I plant
They won't-
this?
they won't
Where
give
do
you
I
the
plant
recipe,
this?
but-
well, no, of course not. Right? Yeah, but it's just their experiential knowledge, right? They come from families of farmers.
Yeah, that's right. The farmers will tell you, how the food is grown
Yes.
and, what they don't use chemicals, but, what nutrients are put into
Yeah.
the soil and all of that. So you can really trust the food.
Yeah, and that's the difference. You are dealing directly with the grower when you go to a
Yeah,
farmer's
that's right,
market, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So what can we find at this year's market, Janet?
Well,
A
we
lot.
have- yeah, there you
I was
go.
on the website the other day, and the list just kept going and going and
Yeah,
going and
yeah.
going of all your vendors. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Well, the 4 farmers are back. So we have Charles River Farm, traditional fruits and vegetables. And the Daily Farm is back from Rhode Island. Franklin, the Charles River Farm is from Franklin. The Daily Farm from Rhode Island is back, and they have a lot of Asian greens as well as traditional fruits and vegetables. And there's actually a farm in Squantum called the Salamander Farm.
Really?
Yes, there is.
Oh.
And they come to the market. They do a wide variety of heirloom tomatoes,
Oh, okay.
as well as Asian vegetables, and they get some apples in the fall and other typical things you would find. They're a small farm,
Sure.
obviously, because it's in Squantum.
Well, it's in Squantum. It's a
But you'll
peninsula.
be amazed at what they get off of the piece of property that they have. Yeah.
You can't get much more local than that.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right.
Okay.
And no
Salamander
carbon
farms.
footprint either.
And no carbon footprint, that's right. I'd never heard of that. I've worked in Quincy for 40 years, Janet.
Well, this is just their second year at the market,
Okay,
so.
all right.
But they're there. And then Mike, of course, is returned from Pembroke with his eggs.
Yes.
And he also brings Pembroke local honey and Ackerman's maple syrup.
Ah,
Because
okay.
Ackerman's used to be at the farmer's market when it was up at the Pageant Field.
That's right.
But they stay home now and raise their children.
I see, okay, all right.
If you have a sweet tooth, the
Yeah.
market's the place for you. We have 4 bakers now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have OMG, Oh My God Bakery, with they come with challah bread. Did I say it right? I always forget if it's challah or challah.
Oh, challah?
Oh, challah, that's how you
Challah
say it.
bread,
I
yes.
never can remember how to say that.
I have Jewish friends, so they've
okay.
educated me.
Challah.
It's delicious. Yeah.
As well as bagels and English muffins.
Okay.
Lenita Artisan Bakery and Sweets, they're located in Quincy now. They come and they bring sourdough bread as well in croissants and a selection of sweets.
Oh boy. Okay.
And returning from last year is Nori Bakes, Nori's Baking, and she has beautiful, beautiful cookies. So wide variety of Biscoff, I think is how you say it.
Okay.
Biscoff cookies. They're kind of like a little bit like a shortbread, but not quite as buttery,
Okay.
but crispy buttery.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah,
How can you go wrong?
In Dubai cookies, 2 of her specialties, but she brings 4 or 5 different varieties, and she really makes a great cookie.
Okay.
And Annalisa Bakes, excuse me,
Okay.
is back, and she is bringing focaccia, as well as banana bread and scones and a few other things. And then, oh my gosh, we have 5 bakers.
Oh, really?
We also have the crimped cook, who brings pies and muffins. She brings a cookie, pies, muffins, cupcakes was the other thing.
Okay.
Yeah. But a variety of sweets. But,
Yeah. Wow. You really can fulfill your sweet
it's
tooth at
just
the farmer's market.
just about anything you want will be there, I think.
How many vendors in total this year?
There's 15 full-time vendors,
Wow.
and then a couple part-time vendors.
Now, has that
come in.
grown?
Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
We had 15 up at Pageant Field at one time, but this is the biggest market that the Quincy Farmers Market has ever had, especially since we've moved to St. Chrysostom's Church.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's saying something.
Yeah.
To what do you attribute that to? Is it just word of mouth and folks wait for it?
I don't know. They all contacted me.
Okay, all right.
That's basically the way you get vendors is they come and
They reach out to
ask, request a spot at the market.
Okay.
But there's also a couple, if you want a beverage and sit
Yep.
and listen to music
Yep.
and buy some lunch and sit down and eat, you can do that as well.
Okay.
We have a coffee vendor. We have a Tranquil Cup is their name. They're from Quincy as well. And we have Roots Pressed. She bring ginger shots and juices. At Lunita's, you can also get, they're bringing some chai tea and coffee and a couple other drinks. And we have 2 vendors that are bringing prepared foods. One is empanadas.
Those
Alex,
are
I'm just
easy to
bringing-
eat, so walk around while you're handheld food.
Yeah, there you go.
Very good.
But we also have tables you can sit and eat if you
Good to
want
know.
as well.
Good to know.
It's a Colombian style empanada from a family traditional recipe. And we have a taste of Nafi, and she's making African chicken.
Huh.
Yeah, she sold out yesterday. And the empanada almost sold out. She only had 4 left.
It must be wonderful.
They're bringing
then.
more next week, so come down.
If you missed it yesterday.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Okay. Every Sunday is the market?
Every Sunday, we changed our starting time. We're starting at noon now instead of 12:30.
Oh, okay.
So it's noon to 4.
Noon to 4
Yeah.
on Sundays, okay. And that's right through when?
End of October.
End of October.
Every Sunday through the end of October.
Okay.
The 25th is the last date, I believe, October 25th.
Okay, very good. And that's rain or shine, right? Unless it's
If it's really
torrent.
stormy, yeah.
Yeah,
They won't.
but there are tents, like you mentioned. If it's just a light rain, they'll be there.
Yeah, because it's under the trees, if it's a light rain, it's kind of protected. It's
Yep.
a natural umbrella, I
Yeah,
guess.
no, exactly.
You know,
yeah. And logistically, Janet, in terms of getting there, what's the good advice to
Well, it's 531 Hancock Street.
Yeah.
If you Google it, you know. It's centrally located between the two T stations,
Yes.
Wollaston and North Quincy. It's 2 or 3 blocks either way, so
Yep.
it's very walkable. There's a parking lot,
There is.
and there's plenty of street parking as well.
Okay, yeah. I know you like to ask folks to be respectful of the neighborhood, right? If they're parking, not to park on somebody's sidewalk or lawn or what have you.
Don't block the driveway, I guess,
Exactly, yeah.
Or a hydrant.
Oh, good point, yes, of course. And obey all the traffic rules for sure, yeah.
And also in the heat, the market is really great because the trees cool it down.
Yes.
So don't be afraid to come out on a hot summer day,
Sure.
because it'll be cooler there than in your house. Well, unless you have air conditioning.
And there's cool refreshments
Yes, there is.
available as well. And kids' activities, will there be something every week?
Every week through the summer.
Entertainment?
Yeah.
There will be?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Well, we are having entertainment every week through the summer as well.
Okay.
The entertainment is being provided by the Bristol Recording Company in Boston.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so they're pretty talented singers.
Very good. Okay. And do you need more vendors, or is there room for more vendors even?
We have 2 or 3 more spaces
do?
we could fit somebody in. If anyone's interested, give me a call.
Okay.
At 617-729-5032.
Okay, I'm writing that down. We're going to put that out. 617-729-5032. Website, of course.
Yes,
place
you
to go.
can contact us through the website, which is quincyfarmersmarket.com.
Okay. And social media? Do you do social media?
No, I don't, but
No,
some
but I mean-
people do.
Right.
Facebook, yeah, and Instagram.
Okay.
Yes.
You're on there as well. Okay. There's going to be some new leadership at the Quincy Farmers Market in the future, is that right?
Yeah, one of the farmer's daughters is the on-site manager now,
Yeah.
so she's going to be taking it over, and she's got a lot of energy,
Yeah.
and it showed.
Yeah.
It showed Sunday.
That's great. That's great. And she is? Who is she?
Her name is Sarah Adelea,
Okay.
and people at the market love her. She's been coming to the market since she was, since COVID.
Wow.
So since she's been 10,
Yeah.
and she just has so much personality.
Okay.
You know, could go down and say hello to her. You'll love her. You'll fall in love with her. She's lovely.
Okay, and she's, from a farming family, so
Yes.
she has that background as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Has anybody been with the market from the beginning? Like, or close to the beginning?
From St. Chrysostom's?
No, from the beginning of the market.
No.
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 Okay. What would you say is your longest serving vendor, longest vendor that's been there? It's got to be one of the farms.
Well, since we've moved to St. Chrysostom's Church,
Yeah.
3 of the 4 farmers are originals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Original to the Quincy Farmers Market?
No, just to the
that
switch.
location.
Well, Andy DeLaya from Charles River Farm actually was with us up at Kilroy Square and up at the Pageant Field during
Okay.
COVID. He started. In fact, he only did microgreens and flowers and sold the microgreens to high-end restaurants, and then in the flowers to flower shops.
Sure.
And when COVID hit, of course, the restaurants closed. He
Yes.
had no business, and I guess we were in his little, what's that called when you have your phone numbers and that?
Your Rolodex?
There you go, the Rolodex.
Yes, I'm old
and
too,
He
so-
was kind of panicking, going, "What are we going to do?" And
Yeah.
he called us up and said, "Can I come to the market?" And we're like, "Sure." And he has
Okay.
been with us since.
Okay. But any from the 45 years ago?
No.
No, okay.
No,
Yeah.
no.
I didn't know if it would pass down from generation to generation.
No,
That's-
no. Potentially if the day hadn't changed, but when the day changes, that makes it difficult for farmers because they already have their schedules.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, so it used to be on Fridays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Moved to Sundays now. Any other vendors you want to mention? We only talked about a couple of them. There's what, 15 you said, 14 or 15, so
Yeah.
there's more to talk about for sure. I know.
Well, I think I mentioned all of them, except we do have a market cupboard now. So we have some things that you can come and taste.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we have olive oil. One of the things that we wanted to do was increase the income without increasing the cost to the vendors.
Yes.
The market is run all by volunteers. So we decided to buy some wholesale products and sell them. And we do have Golden Rule honey.
Yes.
Golden Rule honey has been with the Quincy Farmers Market since 2008.
Okay.
But she's in at SOA. And if you really want local honey, you can get it at SOA through her. But we
Okay.
carry her other honeys at the market. We also sell hippie pilgrim salts.
Okay.
And we're going to be doing a tasting of the dipping salt with olive oil and bread, focaccia bread that Annalisa makes. And This year we brought in hot sauces. Crack's Sauce, a man from Lowell, started a hot sauce company, and we come down and taste 3 of his hot sauces. And we also taste olive oil and balsamic vinegar, because in Texas there's an emerging olive oil in Texas
about
business.
that. Yeah, which you'd never think, but right. Yeah.
Well, apparently between San Antonio and Austin, the climate is very similar to Spain.
I see.
So they grow olives and they make olive oil.
Okay.
And this particular farmer, Texana is the brand, also does the balsamic vinegar because he grows grapes.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. So
There's also an emerging wine industry happening in the same area.
Is that right?
Yeah. There's over 50 wineries now, 40 wineries.
Interesting. Okay, so you can really learn a little bit too at the farmers markets about some of the emerging growing locations throughout this country. Yeah. Again, website's best place to go, right, to get information about your vendors or to reach out?
Yeah, everything's out there.
Okay.
Everything's on the website, all the
Or
vendors.
to give you a call.
We're more than happy to talk to anyone.
Okay, great. Or just stop by on Sundays from noon to 4 p.m.
That's the best way to communicate.
Right, exactly.
Face to face.
Yep, through October 25th. I hope you have a super successful season. I know you will.
Yeah, I hope so.
Thanks for coming by to share.
Was off to a good start.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks so much, Janet. Great to see you.
Thank you. Thanks
You're
for having
welcome.
me again.
Oh, happy to do it. We'll have to have Sarah back with you later on
Yes,
this year.
yeah, she'd love to come. She would have come today, except she had her finals.
Okay. So I guess there is that.
Yeah.
Thanks again.
Yeah, sure.
Forecast for the rest of the day today will be kind of wet. We've got some showers and some thunderstorms moving in later on today. Kind of muggy too, with a high around 80. It's going to be unsettled this evening as well. The showers will linger, lows around 60. It's going to start out damp again tomorrow too, with more showers and storms. Might clear late tomorrow with a high near 80. Really beautiful on Wednesday. Nice on Thursday too, with daytime highs in the low to mid 80s. Nighttime lows around 60. Thanks again to Janet Little for joining us today from the Quincy Farmers Market in its 45th year this year. Thanks to our crew, and thank you for watching Friday here on the program. Save the Harbor, Save the Bay, stopping by to talk about their summer programs on Wollaston Beach. Meantime, check our website. It's qatv.org. You will find all of our latest programs. There's news, there's information, video on demand, live streaming, and much more. For all of us here at QATV, I'm Joe Catalano. Have a great week.